I sat watching the clock on the wall, the seconds ticking away, turning into minutes. Finally, I admitted to myself she wasn't going to come. I don't know why I kept on putting myself through it. Every time I organized something with my mom, she let me down. We were supposed to be having lunch together. It had been organized for a week. It wasn't as if she even came up with good excuses. Often she would just say she forgot. It hurt me that she didn't make an effort to spend time with me. I'll just give her 5 more minutes, I thought to myself. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Mom. Jasmine, something's come up. Can't make lunch today. That was it. No sorry. No love, Mom. In fact, I don't think my mom had ever said that she loved me. I sighed with disappointment. I should have known better than to make an arrangement to meet her. But I couldn't help myself. I just wanted to have a relationship with my mom. I signaled to the waiter to bring me my bill. He looked at me with pity. He obviously knew that I had been waiting for someone, but they hadn't shown. But before I go on, make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to make sure you don't miss any shocking stories. I really miss my mom. Since my parents' divorce, I hardly ever saw her. She only lived a couple of streets away from us, but she might as well have been on the other side of the country. When Mom moved out, she told me that I was going to live with my dad. I cried when she said that. But I want to live with you, I told her. You will be able to visit as often as you want, she told me. But it never worked out that way. Whenever I tried to contact her, she was always busy. She never answered my calls and sometimes didn't even reply to my text messages. I knew that she was busy with her new life, but it hurt that she didn't have any time for me. I sometimes went weeks without hearing from her. Once, I thought I would just go to my mom's house and surprise her. It had been weeks since I had seen her, and I felt sure she would be pleased to see me. I put a few things in a bag and went over to my mom's house. When I got there, I knocked on the door. I expected her to be so happy to see me. But when she opened the door, instead of smiling at me, she started screaming at me. "What are you doing here? Go home. Go back to your father." Her words cut into my heart like a sharp knife. "But Mom, I came to surprise you," I said, tears filling my eyes. "You need to leave right now," she said angrily. "Don't ever come here unannounced again." She slammed the door shut. Surely she wasn't going to leave me just standing there on the step. But that's exactly what she did. I waited for a few minutes, but eventually I realized she wasn't going to invite me in. When I got home, I ran straight up to my room and just lay on my bed, sobbing. I couldn't understand what I had done to make my mom want to ignore me. I understood that she had a new family now, and I was fine with that. I had 2 new stepsisters, and even though I hadn't really spent that much time with them, I liked them. I would have to find another way to get close to my mom. I decided that I would be friendly to my stepsisters at school, and then hopefully they would invite me to play with them at home. The next day at school, I made sure to bump into them. "Oh, hi, Lisa. Hi, Carla," I said. "Oh, hi, Jasmine. I've got something for you." I gave them a bag of candy each. Their eyes lit up. I knew that Mom didn't let them have candy very often, so this was a big treat for them. "Thank you, Jasmine," they said, smiling. "Hey, why don't we hang out this weekend?" "Okay." The following weekend, my dad was away for a work convention, so I was staying at my mom's house. I was so excited. It was months since I had spent a whole weekend with my mom. Friday morning, I packed my bag for the weekend. I was going to my mom's house straight after school. I wondered what Mom had got planned for us. Maybe she might take me into town shopping. Just the 2 of us. The school bell rang and I waited outside the school gates for Lisa and Carla, but they were nowhere to be seen. I was sure Mom had said they were going to walk home from school with me. I waited for another 20 minutes, but they were nowhere to be seen. I decided I would just go to Mom's. When I got there, Lisa and Carla were sitting in the room watching TV. "Why did you leave without me?" I asked them. "Oh, sorry. We forgot," they said. I decided to let it go. I didn't want to have a fight with them on our first night together. I went into the kitchen to ask Mom what we were going to be doing the next day. "Oh, I don't have time to do anything with you, Jasmine. You will have to amuse yourself," she said. Then she told me that it would probably be better if I spend the evening in my bedroom catching up with some schoolwork. "You might as well eat your dinner in your room, too," she said. "I'm busy at the moment. I have to plan Lisa's birthday party." I couldn't believe my ears. Lisa was having a birthday party? I had never even received a birthday card from my mom, never mind a present or a party. I spent the evening alone in my room. I could hear my sisters and my mom and stepdad downstairs. They were obviously having dinner together. I could hear them laughing and joking around. I wanted to cry, but I was determined not to let my weekend be ruined. The following day, we were outside in the garden. "Lisa, Carla, let's play hide and seek," I said. "I'll count first." I counted to 100 and went to look for them. It didn't take me long to find them. They hid in the most obvious places. "Now it's your turn to count, Carla," I told her. Carla started counting, and I ran and hid in a bush at the end of the garden. I sat there, but Carla didn't find me. I must have been in that bush for at least an hour. Eventually, I decided to give myself up. But when I came out of my hiding place, Lisa and Carla were nowhere to be seen. I went in the house. They were sitting together watching a movie and eating popcorn. I couldn't believe they ditched me and came inside. "Hey, why did you leave me out there?" I asked. "Oh, yeah, we couldn't be bothered to play anymore," Lisa said. "But we're going to do some baking this afternoon," said Carla. "Do you want to join us?" I was still annoyed with them, but I wanted to bake too, so I agreed to join them. Mom said that we were each to make our own cupcakes, and she would judge the winner. I knew there was no way those girls could beat me. I was the queen of cupcakes. We all chose our ingredients and prepared our cakes. We put them in the oven and set the timer. The smell coming from the kitchen was amazing. I couldn't wait for Mom to try one of my cupcakes. When they were ready, Mom set them out on a plate. She tried Lisa's first. "Oh, Lisa, darling, that is delicious. So sweet and moist," she said. Next was Carla's. "Carla, the chocolate filling in your cupcake is perfect. Well done." Now it was my turn. I smiled as my mom took a bite of my cake. "Ugh, yuck," Mom said as she spat the cake out. "That tastes disgusting." When Mom left the kitchen, I turned to my two stepsisters. "What did you do to my cakes?" I said angrily. "You didn't think we were gonna let you win, did you?" asked Lisa. "We swapped the sugar for the salt," laughed Carla. "Why would you do that?" "'Cause you're always sucking up to our mom." "She's my mom too." I stormed out of the house. I had had enough. The girls were so mean to me, and I was sick to death of my mom ignoring me and taking the girls' sides over everything. I decided I was going to confront my mom. I got my chance the next day. The girls had gone to their friend's house, and it was just Mom and me at home. "Mom, why don't you ever want to spend time with me? What have I done wrong?" I asked her. "Don't be silly, Jasmine," she said. "Now, I have lots to do, so just go to your room." "See? You're doing it now," I shouted. "Why don't you want me near you?" "Okay, fine," Mom shouted. "If you want to know the reason, then I'll tell you. You're not my real daughter." I couldn't believe what she was saying. Not her real daughter? Mom went on to tell me that my dad had cheated on her with another woman called Stacy. She said that I was Stacy's baby, but she had left without a word, leaving my dad and my mom to bring me up. It's no wonder that she hated me. I was a constant reminder that my dad had cheated on her. "But you were the only mom I've ever known," I said. "I want to spend time with you." Mom agreed to let me still come and visit her. It was slow going at first, but eventually things started going well between me and my mom. Even my stepsisters were nicer to me. I began to spend every weekend at my mom's house and even a couple of evenings in the week. At first, my dad was fine with me being at my mom's house so much, but one day he got really angry with me. "Jasmine, enough is enough. You are spending too much time at your mom's house. I forbid you to go there." "You can't stop me," I screamed at him. "She's my mom." "I can stop you, and I will," Dad screamed back. I was so confused. Why was Dad acting like that? "Why are you being like this, Dad?" I asked. Then Dad told me the most shocking thing. He said that it was Mom that had cheated on him first. The only reason he had cheated with Stacy was to get his revenge on my mom. I didn't know what to believe. Was my mom telling the truth, or was my dad? I knew there was only one way to find out for sure. I would have to take a DNA test. At least then I would know which one of my parents was my blood relative. The envelope came and I opened it. My hands were shaking with nerves. I read the results of the test. No blood relationship to either parent. What on earth is happening? How can I not be related to either my mom or my dad? I thought. I knew the only person that could know the truth was Stacy. I had to find her and ask her what had really happened. I found her number in Dad's phone and called her. I asked her to meet me at the park. When I got there, I saw her sitting on a bench. I got straight to the point. I want to know who my real parents are, I told her. I'm sorry, Jasmine, I have no idea, Stacy said. I'm not your biological mom. My jaw dropped. Okay, so first, Mom wasn't my real mom. Then Dad wasn't my real dad. And now the person who was supposed to be my biological mom wasn't even my biological mom. If you think that sounds confusing, imagine how I felt. Stacy told me how she had found me as a baby in an alleyway. I had been left in a cardboard box. She said that there was no note saying who I was or who my parents were. I didn't even have enough money to look after myself, never mind a baby. She told me that she did have an affair with my dad. It was at the same time as she was seeing my dad that she found me in the alleyway. She realized that the best thing to do was to leave me with my dad. He had enough money to look after me and would give me a good life. So after all that, I was still none the wiser. I had no idea who I was or where I had come from. I knew that I was going to have to tell my mom and dad what I had found out. I told Dad first and then went to see my mom. They were both a bit surprised, but they agreed that they still wanted me in their lives. So that is what we decided to do. I now spend half my time with my mom and the rest of the time with my dad. Turns out that Dad had been telling the truth. My mom had cheated on him first, and then he cheated with Stacy. I guess they're both as bad as each other. Maybe one day I will find out who my real parents are, but for now, I'm just happy spending time with the ones that I've got.